What's today's morning news wrap? I am Siddharth Gulati and I'm going to bring you all the latest updates that made the headlines on different newspapers and on various digital platforms. So as always, as it has been our usual drill, let's just begin with some cricket news, and it's some great news for the Indian cricket team because Mohammad Shami is expected to be fit for the England ODIs and also the 8-team Champions Trophy that's going to begin on February of 19th, 2025. Well, in case of Shami, he last played for India during the 2023 ODI World Cup, but ever since then, he has been injured. He suffered a heel injury, then underwent a surgery, but his heel was healed, and when he was on course to return for the Border Gavaskar Trophy, he suffered a swelling in his knee, and that meant that he was ruled out of contention for the BGT there. But now things are going really well as far as the Indian pacer is concerned, and it looks like that he's going to return in time for the 3-match ODI series against England and also the Champions Trophy, wherein India are going to face Bangladesh, host Pakistan and New Zealand in their group stage matches. Also, as far as Jasprit Bumra is concerned, his participation in the England ODIs and the Champions Trophy is still uncertain. So Shami boost is actually a good thing for India because they would need his services and his experience in the multi-team ICC tournament. Moving to some more cricket news here, well, Steve Smith will lead Australia in the 2-match test series in Sri Lanka that's going to begin later in January 2025. Well, Pat Cummins is going to have a break because he's due to stay with his wife for the birth of his second child, and also he's going to manage an ankle injury that he has been basically managing over the last few months or so. So Smith is going to lead Australia. Travis Head is going to be the vice captain. There's a return for Nathan McSweeney, who did play a couple of test matches against India, but then he had to be dropped for Sam Constas. But now McSweeney has been recalled to Australia's test squad. There are only 3 frontline seamers in Scott Boland, Mitchell Starc and Sean Ebert, and overall as far as the spinners are concerned, there's going to be a 3-pronged attack in Nathan Lyon, Todd Murphy, and there is a return of Matt Conneman. Well, remember, Australia have already qualified for the World Test Championship final. It's going to be an Australia-South Africa WTC final in Lords in June later this year. So Australia would just want to make sure that they carry forward the momentum in the Sri Lanka series and head into the all-important clash at the Mecca of cricket with a total of with a lot of wins, not just against India but also against Sri Lanka. Well, moving to more cricket news here, Sunil Gavaskar is confident that Jasprit Bumra is going to be India's next captain in Test cricket. Gavaskar has said that Bumra has an air of leadership around him. It does look like that he is leadership material. Overall, he does not really put any kind of pressure on his teammates, and that's where Sunil Gavaskar feels that Bumra should be India's next Test captain. He keeps on having a chat with the batters and the bowlers also, and that's why it does speak a lot about the fact that he is leadership material, and that's where Gavaskar feels that he could be an able replacement for Rohit Sharma come the England series in June 2025. Moving to more cricket news here, well, Shakib Al Hassan is still awaiting results of a test of his bowling action that he underwent in Chennai. Well, remember, Shakib had been banned during a county championship match while bowling. His action was deemed illegal. ICC took notice of it. They recognized and they made sure that they banned him from all the national and the domestic level competitions across the globe. And now Shakib, he has underwent a test. He's awaiting the reports of that, and that's why the Bangladesh Cricket Board are delaying in announcing their 15-member squad for the Champions Trophy. Well, moving to more cricket news, well, New Zealand have completed series win over Sri Lanka at home, while New Zealand won the opening ODI rather comfortably, and in the second ODI also, which was a rain curtailed game. Batting first, New Zealand scored 255 for 9 in a total of 37 overs, while Rachin Ravindra and Mark Chapman, they scored 50s, and in response Sri Lanka failed to get those partnerships going and they were bundled out for 142. So New Zealand have now taken an unassailable 2-0 lead in the 3-match series, and the final ODI is going to take place on Saturday, that is January of 11th at Eden Park, Auckland. It's in a way a good thing for New Zealand that they have gotten off to a good start or a winning start ahead of the Champions Trophy. Remember, New Zealand are going through some kind of a transition in their ODI team. They now have a new skipper in Mitchell Santner, and obviously a new faces have also come into New Zealand's playing 11, or rather their playing squad for that matter. Nathan Smith, there is Jacob Duffy for that matter, and that's where New Zealand would want to make sure that they continue this winning momentum, not just in the tri-series against Pakistan and South Africa, but also the Champions Trophy. Well, that's about it. But there are more things, that were definitely there in the newspapers. Newspapers had different things to say. Obviously, Martin Guptill, he has announced his retirement from international cricket. He had a good time in the Kiwi colours. He was a part of their impressive campaigns in the 2015 ODI World Cup and the 2019 ODI World Cup. New Zealand managed to reach the finals of both the editions there, and Guptill, he retires as one of New Zealand's leading run scorers in the white ball formats. Also, there's a bit about Malaysian Open in badminton. HS Pranoy has qualified for the round of 16 at the Malaysian Open, and also a bit of a build-up of the Australian Open there, because Novak Djokovic, the former Australian Open winner, is set to face Carlos Alcaraz in the quarterfinals. Well, that's how, it's going to be a collision course as far as the draws are concerned. Well, remember, in 2024, Novak Djokovic couldn't really win a Grand Slam. There were 2 Grand Slam wins of Carlos Alcaraz and 2 of Yannick Sinner, and this is where Novak Djokovic would really want to make a comeback and also make a winning return at the Australian Open in 2025. So that's about it as far as the morning wrap is concerned. Stay tuned to Sports Today as we'll bring you all the latest updates and analysis from the sporting world.